so much to it. Holy cow.
Did you miss the products, everybody? Daniel, did you miss the products?
Oh, yeah, man. It made me want to eat that product.
Let me tell you something. We have a lot of products this week. Way too many. So many that Adam is skipping again.
You know, he's not really helping the case of that me and him are, you know, the same person when he's not here.
No. I have a hard time believing that, I keep hearing that I run this podcast with my brother. And at this point, I don't think people know that you and I aren't even related. They think we're brothers. Now, I got the same,
right?
I got the same thing when we talk about dead people. Be like, yeah, Aaron runs a podcast with his brother. I'm like, James ain't my brother. I mean, except in a spiritual sense, you know?
Yeah.
But no, this is the Clowntown Chronicle, a show run by three brothers from two mothers or something like that, and one of those brothers is gone again, 2 weeks in a row. Does this man take enough vacations?
You know, every time it's like, what does he do that he just like travels around?
I think
taking vacation.
I honestly think he might have started working for the CIA. Like, don't worry about it. You know, he got in with Tom, and now he's working in intelligence, and you know that's okay. You know, everybody, listen. People got to have jobs. People got to eat. How else are they going to get their product?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, this week was like one of the product drama weeks. Now, wasn't it? There was a little something going on with McDonald's now, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, big stuff going on with McDonald's.
And why do we do this, Slop, Daniel? Why did what did I tell you before we started the last show and this show? Why do we do all this slop front end?
Oh man, there's a lot of reasons. I think we do it mostly to get away from everything.
I know, yeah. So I mean, for those of you who are new or newish or want to hear the interesting world news about the freaking war, that comes later. But for now, we like to kick back and enjoy a little slop because, after all, we are Americans. And that's what we love. So without further ado...
You know, you could just replace the title of Super Size Me with Super Slop Me.
You know, that would... If he was still alive, I bet he would. Super Slop Me.
Yep.
Do you want to hear the excuse Adam gave? This is real. I swear to God.
Oh, I would love to hear this excuse.
And I'm not I can't emphasize enough that I am not making this up. Adam excused himself this week to go to a shipwreck convention.
Wait, what?
Yeah. That's where he is. He skipped the show to go to a shipwreck convention because that's a real thing.
That just sounds made up. I'm not going to lie.
I'm telling you. That's what I thought. I was like, are you sure that's real? Because, you know, in the past, it's been, he's going to go to a cabin and, like, live in a woods, you know, and, like, get away from everything. He's going to go, like, do, like, Ted Kaczynski Light or something like that. That's his past. This time he's like, no, you know, Aaron, you see, I can't be on the show this weekend because I have to go to the shipwreck convention. And I'm like, that checks out.
I was like, there's got to be more to this story. Like, that just seems so out of place.
No, that's where he is. In fact, he was just sending me some pictures. I told him the only way I was going to let him go and not shame him was if he got pictures. and video, specifically video. And he just sent me one. Let me see if I can get this in here.
I'm excited now.
I mean, I have to show you this because otherwise no one's going to believe me. But
yeah, I agree.
I know. What does one even do at a shipwreck convention? Do you I assume you look at shipwrecks, but are they pulling them out of the water?
I'm gonna guess because this is just a bunch of ships that have sunk that they have pictures of and models of it.
Well, one of the things he said was he wanted to go because they had a limited time virtual tour of one that they had only just been able to get to because the weather had been so bad you couldn't get to it until now. So anyway, so here's one he just sent me. I'm only going to put 2 up. All right, check this out. Look at that. That's the inside of a submarine. You see that?
That is actually really cool to see.
Yeah, right?
Was this a sunken submarine or was this just a submarine they had on the side, which then does not fit this convention? Then it needs to be, you need to sink it.
That's right.
Break it in two.
I assume the final event at the whole thing is they just sink any ship that isn't already sunk. Otherwise, it's not a ship.
Just load it with C4 and blow it to Kingdom Come.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one, and here's the other one he sent. This is a safety warning for everybody. This is a torpedo, and it says, "Please do not sit on the torpedo."
I can see why. Yeah,
which is generally
hopefully deactivated. When you have that sign, makes me think otherwise.
So here's my thought. This is a likely story, right? And these pictures are generated by AI because Adam just couldn't be bothered to be here for another week. Now that we're done shaming him, we should get into what he's missing out on. Because I feel that when we have the best slop, that's when he's like, oh man, I can't go to the shipwreck convention.
When he comes back, we're going to have to shame him with a whole show of just slop and torture him with it and bring in Israel here and there. Absolutely. Just make him, Clockwork Orange, keep his eyelids open, force him to watch it.
Yeah. Oh
Punishment.
my God, stop it! For the love of God! Yeah. Just pin his eyes open. Yep. So you're gonna look at this. You're gonna look at this, brother. How about a funny one to start, and then we'll get to the slop? Does that sound good?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Now this is an old trick. I remember hearing this from a boomer about how to get a free breakfast in any town.
This is a life hack on how to get free breakfast every day of the week. Okay, so what you're going to do is find you a hotel that does complimentary breakfast. You walk in like you belong there, head high, confidence high. Don't even look at the person at the front of the desk. If they say anything to you, you go, do you know who my father is? And they go, no. And you go, neither do I, because he died in 9/11 and he's a hero of this country, and you walk away. Be a gentleman, get you the eggs and protein first before you go right to the sweets. Also, I forgot to mention, don't worry about the person at the front desk. They work the morning shift, they don't work the night shift. They won't recognize you. You also have to think to yourself, what are they going to do? Call the cops? You're going to arrest me for trying to get free complimentary breakfast? This is the way I see it. If billionaires can have an island dedicated to nefarious acts, I think the common man can get free breakfast at a hotel. This is what I say. My grandfather fought in World War II. Why wouldn't I treat myself? I mean, he fought for the Italians, but he still fought. You know what I'm saying?
Now, hang on a second, Daniel.
Oh, no. Not me getting brought into this.
So, Pritzker, right? Governor Pritzker. What hotel chain is he a part of? I forget. Hilton?
I think so, yeah.
It's one of those guys.
It's Hilton, Best Western, and I think there's one other one, but yeah.
Okay, so if you want to rob directly from somebody who's on the Epstein list, rob one of those. Go get your free breakfast there. This is a joke. This is a comedy bit. I'm not advocating for anything illegal.
Wink, wink.
But I'm just saying, if you were going to go get a free breakfast to stick it to the Epstein Island people, go there. That's what you as the common man can do.
Live a little. Do the waffle maker, okay? I put chocolate chips on it. I even got the Apple Jacks. I was going crazy. It was Saturday morning. I was feeling myself a little bit. Don't judge me. Look at that spread. That's a decent spread. I've had much better complimentary breakfasts, but it's free. What can I say? It's good. I even sometimes will take extra bananas and stuff and take them with me. This was a wonderful older couple. I loved listening to their conversation. Look at these people. They have no idea that they're around an absolute criminal genius. And listen, folks, don't think of it as you're stealing. They're throwing this stuff away anyway. Use it.
They actually are throwing it away. So, I mean, he has a point.
Yeah, there's a point to that.
So stick it to Governor Pritzker and save the environment. That's what I'm hearing. Or something.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so here's your first slop of the day. You can't get this for free. The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup flavor toothpaste.
Oh, man.
Would you brush your teeth with the tooth slop?
Absolutely not. There's no way I would put that in my mouth.
Give me a second. I'm going to pull up the article. Reese's has teamed up with oral care company High Smile to answer the prayers of chocolate lovers everywhere with a peanut butter cup toothpaste. If you don't like the taste of toothpaste but can't get enough peanut butter and chocolate, High Smile has you covered. The new flavor, which is only available in Australia and New Zealand, can be purchased in bundles of 3 or 5 packs for $18.40 US dollars and $27.59 USD. Wait a second. USD? Is that? Wait. Hang on a second. Oh, that's the 5-pack. I got it. Despite claiming to taste just like the iconic peanut butter cups, the toothpaste is sugar-free. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, it's going to be so gross.
Oh, no. It's everything you love about Reese's, reimagined for brushing. The rich chocolate and creamy peanut butter flavor blend together for a smooth dessert-like twist on your daily routine, the product listing states. It's nostalgic, indulgent, and guaranteed to make brushing feel like a treat. Yeah. Back in 2025, the company joined forces with KFC to release a fried chicken-flavored toothpaste that sold out in just 48 hours. I mean, we don't have enough money to keep up with all this slop. We're getting you the Baja Blast fragrance, and now we got to get you the Reese's toothpaste. And we're not even sponsored by these people. But we do it for the love of the game. Now, don't we?
Yeah, unfortunately. God, I can't.
Speaking of stuff that is like comes in tubes and is of questionable origin and does strange things to your body that you wouldn't want done to your body. How about the Heinz remix machine? Have you seen this thing?
No.
All right.
No, I have not.
Check this out.
Good afternoon, casino guests. We're going to introduce to you our brand new Heinz Remix machine that will give you custom sauces. Build over 2,000 sauces. We're the first in the state of Washington to have this machine. To demo how this works, you're going to click the start button and then you can choose from...
What? My God, what a guy struggling to tap the screen.
He's like, you're going to click the start button.
Demo how this works. You're going to click the start button.
It wasn't even working. He was tapping. Wow. I love it. Just like every one of those freaking soda dispensers that are touch screens. They never work.
It has to have a touch screen. It's the future. I've never asked myself, what comes after the touch screen, right? Because for thousands of years, okay, so for about 50 years, we were like, touch screens are going to be the future. And you remember when they had those screens that had buttons hidden behind them and that was your touch screen? Yeah, that was like the future. And now everyone's got these heat sensitive, electro sensitive, whatever touchscreens that, Apple pioneered. And now we got to have it on everything, including the Heinz Remix machine.
And then you can choose from the rest.
Choose your flavor journey, Daniel. Where will we go? It just reminds me of that Key and Peele sketch about the continental breakfast. What will you think of next, Germany?
Piece or build your own. So what we're going to do today, we're going to look at all the different recipes that they have. There's ketchup, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, mustard, and ranch dressing, and then all these additional featured recipes as well. Honey mustard, jalapeno ketchup, buffalo ranch, chipotle aioli, sweet and smoky barbecue.
All slop. All slop. All of these, we are mixing various products that are meant to taste like things that aren't in the freaking sauces. Right? Bacon ketchup? You know there's no bacon in there.
Oh, man. What is going on here?
You know, I had a thought. This week. I was looking at my fridge and I'm like, man, I really should go to the grocery store. And then it just popped into my head. That bread shouldn't have lasted that long. And then I thought about preservatives, right? Because like when you get, you know, fresh butter, fresh milk, fresh eggs, well, I guess not eggs, but like you get any fresh produce, it's bad in like 3 to 4 days, unless you do very specific things to keep it fresh. But anything you buy at the grocery store will last at least a week and a half. And I was like, so these are like products, like food products on life support. And even nature won't reclaim them unless it's the last thing it has. You know?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
and this is what we put in our bodies in the United States of America.
Bacon ketchup, bacon garlic ranch ketchup, and more. But we're going to make our own because we like to build our own flavors. All right, my favorite flavor is ketchup. And then I'm going to add bacon and jalapeno to my mix. And so once you build your flavors, you can add up to 2. You're going to say, mix my sauce, and it's going to tell you to place an empty cup right below. And then you're going to click start mixing, and here it goes.
It has a loading bar.
And then there's me looking over to the right and seeing the old-fashioned, ketchup pump and just pump my ketchup.
Exactly.
That's all I'm going to do. Why am I waiting for this?
Yeah, and then, this is in Vegas, so, there's just going to be some drunk guy up here, like tapping all the buttons. I want all the flavors. And then you're standing there for 15 minutes, and all you want is ketchup. Yeah, I thought of that.
And it's in a casino, so
there's no ordinary ketchup pump for you, Daniel.
Nope, there isn't. And what the best part is, it's in a casino. So, grandma over there is going to go up to this, I just want ketchup, and just start beating it because she can't get it to work because of the goddamn touchscreen. And then it moves too slow after so many years of it being used. It's never going to work right. So every time it's delayed, so she's going to keep hitting buttons wrong and then get frustrated and then beat the thing again with the cane. So what's the point?
You know what I want? I want a surprise me button. I want to push the surprise me button and get bacon, ranch, honey, mustard, balsamic, Thousand Island mixed together. All of them.
It's just gonna be mustard and mayonnaise mix. That's it. That's all you're getting.
Yeah, you hit surprise me. It just pours vinegar into your cup. Well, I guess I'm having friggin' fish and chips now. Oh, that's that music choice. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I would not trust that. I would never trust that.
It has the little robot hand shake it up for you.
It's going through its final mixing and it's almost done. And it's complete. Enjoy your sauce with your favorite fries from the deli.
And he didn't even have the stones to bring fries to be like, so good, because he won't eat the product.
Nah, he saw the McDonald's backlash and doesn't want to try the product.
Maybe we should get right into that. But first, how about this? The Applebees IHOP combo store.
Another combo store?
Yeah, because everybody knows that what they want when they go to IHOP is a bunch of Applebee's patrons right next door.
I was like, I know Applebee's did this before with someone else. I just can't remember who.
Applebee's is like a parasitic entity that connects itself to far more successful restaurant chains in order to suck the life out of them. This guy says $1 margaritas and cinnamon roll pancakes all in one. His name is Goyam Executive Officer. You know what I mean? My God. This is the future. This is the future of the product. So let's get into it, right? So I have actually a mashup of the original McDonald's CEO video, and they put them in reverse. So like these came out with the McDonald's one first, and then it was the Burger King, and then it was whatever this guy is at the end. I don't remember. But because this video was, I mean, what was the story? It was just like he was showing off a new product, the Big Arch or something.
Yep. So the first video that's on the far left, that's Wendy's. Then you got Burger King, and then McDonald's. So yeah.
Okay.
Right. But it was the Big Arch, and it's not even like a cheap meal. I think they're like marketing this as if it was like a full on like entree meal, because I think it was like around $15 is what he said.
Oh my God.
It was expensive. It was something pretty high up in price. I was like, I'm going to fast food for fast food, not for sitting down and eating, you know?
Yeah.
Like I expect that out of like A&W or like Culver's, because at least it's like the middle ground of like still fast food, but not. So I can understand that part of it, but they also give you a little bit more for the buck versus going to McDonald's for a tiny burger. That's going to probably run you $5. Now it's all of a sudden 15. I'm positive he says it's like up in that price range.
Well, let's see the video that shook the world from Slop City here.
Got it. Here it is. The Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got a very unique kind of sesame poppy sort of bun on it.
Poppy sort of bun? Sesame poppy sort of bun?
When you don't even know your own product. But honestly, for size reference, this is like a normal burger. Like, you know, like if you go to any restaurant, this is a normal burger. And you go to Wendy's, it's a normal sized burger. You go to Burger King, it's a normal sized burger. What is he getting at? Look at this big burger. It's nothing new. It's the same.
Hang on.
You go to McDonald's, it's like the smaller than your palm for normal. Yeah, so now we're finally hitting normal burger size at McDonald's. Christ, is forever.
You know what's funny to me though? Like, and I'm not trying to just be picky here, but it doesn't look like the lid is all the way on his cup. And he's
didn't even notice until you said that.
He's only put the straw halfway in the drink. You want to put it down in the bottom so you can get all of it, you know?
Oh man, it's like the more and more we look at the picture, it just gets worse. We just keep seeing things
on it.
You know,
we've got
what?
You know what'd be even better is that it's just not even Sprite in there, because it's probably gonna be Sprite, but it's just carbonated water.
You know what it is?
To make it look like a soda.
It's carbonated water from the bevy machine we had last week. You know, with the touch screen and the ambient temperatured water.
Oh my God, yeah.
At 2 quarter-pound patties, a delicious Big Arch sauce, and of course some lettuce. So, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's try to get this thing. I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out.
Before I continue this, I have to share a personal story. So everyone remembers my dad from the Cracker Barrel fiasco. And we were asking him what he thought, and he had this hilarious story about how they thought he was homeless, so they bought him his breakfast. He met the CEO of McDonald's a couple times, and I don't think it was this guy, but he said the same thing every time. The CEO of McDonald's is skinny as a rail. He doesn't eat the food.
Oh, God, yeah.
And then this guy is skinny as a rail. I don't know if it's the same guy, but when my dad was talking about this, it was like 15, 20 years ago. So it had to be a different guy. And he was skinny as a rail.
All right, the moment of truth. That is so good. That's a big bite for a big arch. It's distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch, but big arch, try it when you can get it.
So that's the slop video that made the news. Now, all these companies were just like getting in on this because everyone thought it was funny, right? Like there's this dorky guy in a corporate office chewing on a McDonald's burger and being like, ooh, the gooiness and the sesame seed, poppy seed type bun and the crispy onions. And, you know, he's got these onions falling all over his hands when he does take a bite. It's not like a manly bite, you know, it's like this little munch, right? And he almost doesn't want to eat it. And he also referred to it as a product. So every big burger company, I think besides Culver's, I don't know if Culver's got in on this, but they were like, well, we got to outdo it. We're going to show our CEOs, and they're so much cooler. So Burger King was next, right? That was the one I saw next. I'm not sure which one came out first, but everybody wanted to get on this because, you know, corporations are relatable. Right, Daniel? We like relating to our corporations over here in America.
Oh, yeah. We gotta.
Yeah. It's, you know.
It's about as American as you can get if you don't do this.
You know what it is? You know, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is, Daniel. It's that famous meme of the difference between being a boss and being a leader. And being a boss has the one guy sitting on top of the giant brick that they're pulling toward the pyramid, and he's got a whip, and he's pointing, and all the people are pulling it. That's a boss. A leader is pulling with the team to put the brick on the pyramid. And so, and that's what we're seeing here is some good old-fashioned leadership. So this is what Burger King had to offer.
Not bad, right?
Only one thing missing, a napkin.
He takes a big bite, you see? Not like the McDonald's dork. You can see the sinews in his neck.
The man is going for the kill bite. Like the vein popping on his neck.
Yeah.
That is how you bite a burger. That's a burger bite.
And you know, to humanize it a little bit, he's wearing the apron. They put him in the apron.
You got the apron, rolled up sleeves, so it's like, you know, you can make a mess, so you don't get it on your shirt. Yeah, that's like what people actually, they're expecting that. Like, this is what I would expect. Someone behind where looking like that, taking a massive bite.
And if
you want me to eat your product, you gotta let me at least like see you do it and trust it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, eat the product. Get the product. Love the product. I think they also were like, yeah, that was you can hear the marketing team being like, oh, what a great take. He even had some on his mouth, you know, because he really loves this burger. And that'll communicate to the customers that we're cooler and more serious than that little pipsqueak over at McDonald's, right?
Yep.
All right. And then the latest one that was available was the Wendy's one. So let's see what Wendy's had to offer. I admit I haven't watched this one. You know, I listen, I know I try to do everything I possibly can to be up on all the slop for the show, but sometimes there's just too much slop, even for a slop enjoyer like me.
These fresh,
you know what's funny? I've seen all three of these, except I've just seen the Wendy's one, so it's just a little vague, but the other two I've seen so many times that, yeah, I know exactly what's going on with those, but the Wendy's one, it was like, I think I've just a couple clips of it. So I'm excited.
All right, let's play it.
These fresh, never frozen beef, our Applewood smoked bacon, our brand new bun, our square burger cooked on a flat grill. Amazing. Absolutely wonderful. That's a burger.
Oh,
This is
he's like, I'm going to eat half the burger and prove that we do eat the product here over here at Wendy's.
You know, every time they like take a pause when he's like doing different clips of him biting it, you know, he's turning to the right and spitting into the garbage can.
Yeah, they do all the cuts. He's just getting rid of it.
Yeah, he's just spitting it back out.
Exactly the way a great hamburger should be.
Wow. You see, he's like, did you get that on camera? Look at him. He's like, did you get that on camera? I took the bites.
Yeah.
Eat the product. Eat the product.
Got to top it off with a fries and Frosty.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've seen so many people do that.
Excellent.
I don't know. That probably is kind of good. I'm not going to lie. That probably does taste pretty
I've
good.
heard it's really good dipping your fries in a shake.
Ugh. Lord have mercy on us sinners. Shall we carry on? I actually have another one here. So this one came out as well. Did you see this?
I believe so.
The McDonald's CEO also has a hack to improve your product enjoying experience. It goes like this.
So I thought I would bring you under the tent and show you my McDonald's hack. It starts, of course, with the filet of fish. I also make sure, as some of you know.
You know what they should do? I'm sorry. We're going to watch this, but you know what they should do? They really should do. They should have they should have the CEO, and then they should have a pretend CEO. You know what I mean? Like, get some attractive woman to do all of this, right? Or some like tough guy or some brand representative. Just call him the CEO. And then hire a dork like this guy who probably does a great job, frankly, behind the scenes, and have him do all of that. Don't make this poor man, this poor autistic dork who earns millions of dollars a year, come out and do all this. Nobody wants to see him eat a Filet-O-Fish.
I also make sure, as some of you know, that I don't put the tartar sauce on, but that's because I have a special twist that I will do in lieu of the tartar sauce, which is right here with a vanilla cone. Looks the same as tartar sauce, doesn't it? But it's not, and it is oh so good. So you just take a little of the vanilla sundae, you put that around like it looks like a tartar sauce.
No.
And you put it on.
No. You don't put ice cream on fish. What is wrong with you? Who puts ice cream on fish? Okay, I get like a fried potato. I get it. But fish?
What is this? The high school like lunch where we're just mixing random crap and betting your friends like I'll give you $20 to eat that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is, isn't it?
Oh.
There. It's starting to melt, which is just what you want. It's
he's a mess. He's got it all over his hands. Oh.
like cheese tempering. It's a perfect combination. And then the piece de resistance, the moment
Piece de resistance. Now we're highbrow.
Oh man, not him just like dropping the ice cream on the ground, just calling it done with it. Nah, we don't want that anymore. We just want to eat the freaking filet of fish.
Look at that face. He's just like, did the check clear?
Yep, that's the all right, here we go.
piece de resistance, the moment you've been waiting for, that delicious filet cream sandwich bite. Here we go. So I thought
What? Oh, he didn't eat it. Oh, it was a joke. Was it a joke? They cut it. Why did they cut it? Hang on a second. April Fools. Oh, man. Daniel, I've been fooled by the internet. I've been fooled.
Or did you? You gonna pull up a random clip that actually had some eating it? No.
No, it just, this happens. This happens every so often. So I have here a expert to help us spot. We're going to skip this one. To help us spot AI fakes on the internet. Here's how to now listen. It's the age of deception, right? And I have to admit, I am guilty of falling for things, right? Aren't you? Are you guilty? Have you seen an AI video and been like, "Wow, that was hilarious," and then you scroll down and someone says AI slop?
Plenty, yeah.
Yeah. There was one that everyone was like, so during the war going on in Iran and Israel and all that stuff, they were showing off some cluster bomb, and there was an impact video of this thing just flattening a block in Israel, in Tel Aviv, I think. And I watched it for 2 seconds, and I was like, that is freaking AI. Because you can see in the streets, the cars are like misshapen. They look like they came out of the Shape store, which is another funny meme that was going around this week. And then you can hear the voices, right? The voices have got that super pixelated sound that AI videos have.
Yep.
And here's the craziest part. Then I scrolled down and people were saying it's AI slop, but there was a fact check post under there that said this is confirmed real by the IDF.
So which is it?
It was fake. You could tell. You zoom in on you zoom in on the cars, and then you listen to the voices, and it's AI. But they said the IDF confirmed this is totally real. It's a block getting leveled by the Iranian military. So, because we're all guilty of this, I brought in Will Francis to tell us 8 easy ways to spot an AI-generated video. And from now on, through the rest of the show, Daniel, I'm going to show you a ton of clips, and you got to call out whether they're AI or not.
Okay. I'm interested now. You got me.
All right. So here we go. This is your little guide so that we don't get lost.
Easy ways to spot AI-generated videos, because thanks to VO3 and Sora 2, AI-generated videos are basically indistinguishable from reality now. So here are some telltale signs. Send this to anyone who might be easily fooled, and follow me to learn more about AI. So the first one is watermarks, or where the watermark used to be before someone removed them with one of these online tools. You're looking for a little blurry patch that appears and disappears at different places in the frame over the course of the video. The Sora 2 watermark, for instance, appears to jump every 2.5 seconds. Secondly, another easy one is fake security camera footage that has the time on it. The clock often doesn't even count in the right order and often just makes up characters. Thirdly, if you pause most AI videos and look frame to frame how the image changes, particularly in darker scenes, and especially ones where there's not much motion, because motion allows the introduction of lots of blur to cover up this stuff, you get this insight into how every frame is a uniquely generated image, and you can see quite obvious changes from frame to frame that you just wouldn't get in a genuine video. Fourth is
that, so far, that is the best one that I can find as a tell, is going frame by frame and looking how it changes, because most people can't tell the difference between artifacting and generation because it looks the same. And then this point on top of that, this is like your AI killer.
Video resolution, quality. This is part of what masks the syntheticness of these videos. It looks like something that's been shared a million times around the internet. And that's why fake security camera footage is so popular, because we expect them to be low quality, and that nicely covers up some of the issues with the video. But in reality, anything shot with even the most basic smartphone today is really high resolution. It's often 4K, it's very crisp and sharp, and would never look as low resolution as these AI videos. Number 5 is audio, which, like the previous point, it's incredibly low quality, and it sounds like audio that's been heavily digitally compressed, by which I mean, you know, when an image gets really pixelated and you can barely tell what it is? Well, it's like that for audio, and you can even hear those little glitchy pixels, let's say, in the audio if you listen closely. Number 6, again on audio, is the way that people talk in AI videos. The amount of dialogue in these videos is unnaturally crowded. There's a lot of words, a lot of action happening in a very short space of time, and sometimes sounds rushed, and that's usually because the person who generated the video just wants to get as much happening in their clip as possible. Number 7.
That's another easy tell. People don't shut up in AI videos. Or they say really generic things like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." Right? You hear that?
Yep.
"Oh, you've got to stop that." "No, oh my God, you've got to stop that right now." "Oh, look at him go. Watch him run." Like that kind of crap. Like, you know.
Yep.
It's really juvenile stuff. All right, we're almost done here.
Is physical objects that don't make sense. Now, these don't always show up these days. Everyone's got 5 fingers, everyone's hair's in the right place, because so much of the video that AI has been trained on contains a lot of faces and hands and hair, common objects. But with less common ones, like someone's feet, it's more likely to add on an extra toe. And number 8 is the video's metadata. It will tell you if it was AI generated. But you either have to have the original video file, or if you downloaded it from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, it needs to have been declared by the uploader that it was AI generated when they uploaded it. If either of those things are true, you can go and put the video into this website. It's an initiative where the big tech companies have all agreed to watermark their videos in a certain way so that they're detectable. But it does seem a bit strange that when people upload AI generated videos with this watermark to social media, they're not automatically labeled as AI generated.
So yeah, that's that'll work for about 3 months.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna have to be very careful about the slop that we consume, because it's double slop or triple slop sometimes, right?
I agree. Yeah, we're gonna be very careful now. We're at that point.
You remember that? You remember that one we did a while ago where there was that guy in that car, where the roof of the interior of the car looked like shag carpet?
Yeah.
Food reviewers. I mean, these people make their money off of doing slop reviews, and if they're going to have to compete with the CEO of McDonald's putting ice cream on a Filet-O-Fish, I don't know how they're going to make it anymore. But
yeah.
Here's another one. This was sent to me. This is less sloppy and more Florida. A Florida man was found sunburned and disoriented on a causeway, claiming he was kidnapped by dolphins and forced to build an underwater city.
What? What?
Lee County Sheriff's deputies responded to the Sanibel Causeway early Monday after a motorist reported a man standing on the shoulders, quote, soaking wet and drawing blueprints in the sand. According to the police report, Ricky James Hollowell, 33. Oh, no. There it is again. There's that 33. That's how you know it's fake. Now, hang on a second. What do I mean by that? Now, Daniel, you and I have talked about this a lot when you see 33 in a news story.
Mm-hmm.
The chances of it being fake go way up. And I remember the first time I started really noticing this was during COVID. And the only other people I know who really noticed this were the Sam Tripoli and some of his crew, including Eddie Bravo. They were like, just like me, screenshotting news articles that had the number 33 in them. Because there were so many. It was like 33 million people are sick. 33 million people have died. 3.3 million vaccines have been created. 3.3 million doses of the vaccine, or thousands of doses of the vaccine were stolen by monkeys when a truck crashed on the road. Like, you would just see 33 everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is that there is slop and fake news generated in text as well. And there has been for a long time. And I remember telling people, and this is going to sound crazy now, but I've told this story before, Daniel, so you've heard it. I told my parents and a couple other people who would listen to my schizo takes that the articles on COVID were generated by a large language model AI. And this was in 2021, somewhere in there. And they said, that's crazy. How time flies. Am I right?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
We're just about to bust this case wide open right now.
Yeah, that's crazy, Aaron. That's crazy. How would you know they're generated by AI? Well, Mom and Dad, if you pick a random number and you Google that number plus COVID or vaccination, you can find a news story that has that exact number in it, no matter what it is. It's a magic trick. I'll show you. And then I would do it and show them. And be like, that's just a coincidence. I'd be like, pick another number, any number, pick a number. I'll do a magic trick for you. Do. It's a coincidence. Well, it could have been that exact number in Belgium. It's like, you don't understand the level of deception we're dealing with here. They can just make things up, right? But I choose to believe that this one is true because it comes from Florida. And everyone knows that things that happen in Florida are all real. He told deputies he had been taken against his will by a pod of dolphins 3 days ago. and forced to work on what he called an underwater construction project. According to Hollowell and the police report, Hollowell claimed the Dolphins approached him while he was swimming off Fort Myers Beach and escorted him to a site approximately 40 feet below the surface where they needed help building structures. He told officers the Dolphins communicated through a series of clicks that he eventually learned to interpret, and that the project foreman was a dolphin he referred to as Gerald. When asked how he breathed underwater for 3 days, he said, Gerald handled that. I didn't ask questions. You don't question Gerald. Is anything ringing for you here? Are you noticing anything?
Am I noticing anything?
Yeah, your thoughts. What do you think about all this?
It's a whole lot of baloney.
Yeah, but here's some tells for me. All right. It has the structure of a episode of television for one, but for two, the name Gerald is something a millennial would name their cat, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't ask questions. You don't question Gerald. That sounds like a line from Parks and Rec now, doesn't it? Or The Office.
Yeah, actually, yeah. You can put that there. Maybe in like another show or something too.
Yeah, so it's millennial humor.
Yeah.
Right? So he had drawn an elaborate blueprint in the sand that deputies described as detailed enough to be concerning, including what appeared to be condos, a town square, and a recreation center. He told officers he was released because, quote, the Dolphins were satisfied with my work, but that Gerald said they'd be back for phase 2. Responding Deputy Sean Oakley told reporters, I've been with the sheriff office for 11 years. The blueprints were the part that got me. He had zoning. Hollowell was transported for medical evaluation. Dolphin Project foreman Gerald was unavailable for comment. Some men build cities on land. Ricky Hollowell claims he built one underwater for dolphins, and honestly, the blueprints were hard to argue with. Does this seem real?
The story or the picture you're asking, or both?
All of it. Like, is this generated by AI?
I would say 100% the story is. The picture, you probably could just find a random picture online and do something like this, because as far as I can tell, a picture of this Florida guy looks pretty legit.
Let's see.
But the story, it really feels like it's written by AI.
Doesn't it? It does, doesn't it? You ever see this site? I know I've showed people this site before. This is old.
No, I've never seen this site.
This is called thispersondoesnotexist.com. I was looking at this in 2015. You can just generate a random person, by the way. Just refresh the page. Now, you can do this now with AI, right? Oh, with a chatbot, you can just generate a picture. You know that this right here is like at least 10 years old. Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, for the most part. I think the only thing that pulls me away is the teeth.
Yeah, the teeth. I mean, there's glitches, right? But if you have,
the teeth every time have seemed to be a little uncanny to me. Like it just doesn't quite fit.
If you have a glitch, this is what's crazy. What's great about it. If you have a glitch, you can just do another one, or another one, or another one. You can just do this all day long.
Yeah,
until you get the one you want. And when I was telling people early COVID, I was like, they're like, how did they get a picture of the guy if it's fake? I'm like, easy. Now let's find out if this is real. Are you ready for the truth? I feel like this is a lie. I feel like this is also fake. How do we know the truth? CBS News 12 News. I don't know, maybe videos. A viral social media story about a Florida man drawing underwater city blueprints after being kidnapped by dolphins has been debunked. But really? Really? I don't know, man. It's hard to know now, isn't it? It's hard to know what's real anymore. And that's why That's why we're doing this. Here's another video. I need you to decide if this is fake or not. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Check it out.
You know what? Don't even start. Don't start.
We're coming up on Little St. James. We've got to put a stop to this. I can't let you do that stuff, Fox.
Real or fake?
You don't even have to start right off the bat, right? It's 100% fake, my friend. But this is great.
All right, here's another one. So, war news, right? War news. What happens when there's a war? When something big happens? What do you see? You see, it's always in the movies, right? In the movies, and we've seen this for years. They go, turn on the television. And then they turn it on, and right there, it's like CNN is on the ground reporting that Iran has been bombed by Wario, right?
Yeah.
But this is how it works. So here's another one. You got to decide if this is real or fake, because there's been a lot of war news this week, and this is a great example.
Trump to do it.
Okay, so here we go.
Dude, Trump just started a war with Bikini Bottom.
No, he didn't.
Yes, check it out.
Breaking news! Trump has declared war on Bikini Bottom, and it's just been confirmed that the U.S. military has killed Mr. Krabs in a tactical airstrike.
We killed Mr. Krabs? Why?
Trump said Mr. Krabs was about to hand over the Krabby Patty secret formula to Plankton, which is all he needs to take over the world.
Well, I mean, I guess if he was going to get the secret formula.
He wasn't, dude. It's just war propaganda. Seahawks have been saying that Plankton's super close since 1999.
Really? Then how are we justifying going to war with Bikini Bottom?
Trump said the Pentagon received intel from the Magic Conch shell confirming.
The Magic Conch?
Yeah, look what Trump tweeted.
I asked the Magic Conch if the nasty crab was going to give Plankton the formula, and it said yes. To protect the American people, we killed Mr. Krabs, liberating the citizens of Bikini Bottom. The Conch has spoken. Bro, he's starting a war because the Magic Conch told him to do so?
It's not the Magic Conch shell, it's King Neptune. He's always wanted management change at the Krusty Krab, and he's using Trump to do it.
Why are we listening to King Neptune?
It's because he is compromising pictures of Trump with Ariel.
The Little Mermaid? She's 16, no?
Yeah, dude, people think Ursula stole her voice, but it was really Trump, so she couldn't speak out. It's all about the files, bro. We can't get distracted no matter what.
Real or fake?
I would say real people, but fake.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
but
yeah.
And then there's of course the comedy level of it, which is that this is kind of how it does work now, isn't it? Like my favorite thing in this whole thing is he goes, let's see. He got confirmation from the Magic Conch shell.
Pentagon received intel from the Magic Conch shell confirming.
The Magic Conch?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? the New York Times. The Wall Street Journal? Those are reputable sources. My God. I'm actually going to skip ahead to one that I had scheduled for later on here. No, that's not it. We'll get to this one here. Here we go. So this guy had this. This was really funny to me. And he actually might be the only person I follow on Instagram now.
What they do is they convince everyone that they need a TV in their house because everybody's got a TV in their living room. And then they dress up in suits and stand in front of nice buildings and say, this is what everybody needs to do. I am the official man, and as the official man, I have decided that this is what everyone should do. And everyone's like, oh, look, the official man, he's decided what everyone should do. We should do what he says. And because everybody has a TV, everybody just kind of agrees with it. And if you didn't have a TV in your house, you wouldn't even know they fucking existed. You would just be living your life, just normal. You'd probably get like a letter through the door every now and then saying, this is the leader. And you'd be like, what? No, it's not. But because you're watching TV every day and seeing the official man in the suit, then it gives you the illusion that those people are supposed to be in charge. Whereas if you just turn off the TV, they fucking disappear.
If you just turn off the TV, they freaking disappear. So this leads into the larger point that I want to make specifically about the official man. This is the power of the press and the media altogether, is they can put the official man on the screen and all of your friends and family over the age of 45 have like a 9 in 10 chance of just believing it's real. When you really zoom out and you understand that's what's going on, it's not just fake. It's not always that AI. The reality is the box told you. the magic conch told you? That's how we get our confirmation on what's true and what's real. And that seems legitimate to us because we are constantly swimming in a sea of information, all delivered to us by the magic glowing box. It's beyond just deception. It's an entire ecosystem of information that you don't know the outside of. It's a little scary to consider. Now, the final point I want to make on that, and then we'll move on to some more funny stuff, is that you have to realize that all of your elders, all of them, have only known this world where the official man tells them everything, where the news of the world comes from the glowing box in the living room or on the radio or from Mark Levin. And they don't know any different. And the reality is, most people just accept that. They just believe what they see on the magic box, and they live in a world of illusion. And we're just going to have to deal with it. How about another one?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Well, I do like this Starfox one, but I'm afraid I have to close that tab and close this tab, and we're going to have to move on down the trail here. This one's, you have to tell me if this is AI. All right, so you got to be looking for the voices. This one was going around because it's hilarious. But just look for the tells, all right? See if you can catch them.
Can you tell me what is queering the map?
So I think we were trying to make the maps more gay.
Literally?
How
do you make a map more gay?
I mean, especially
or
with
gay
AI,
at all?
You know, since the age of cartography, we've had pretty good maps, but maybe they weren't gay enough. So I know also, I took critical theory in college. I think sometimes people use queer as a verb. I do understand that the maps that we were trying to make gay were, I think, of Czechia and Slovakia. So maybe those countries asked for it. I doubt it, but I don't know.
We do have real things to work on in Congress, like what's going on with the imminent threat of Iran. And it is embarrassing that we have to talk about the fact that things like this were funded. Non-binary and trans francophones, linguistic attitudes and ideologies towards inclusive French in Montreal, Canada, these things. I'm going to give you a list. My time has expired. I'm going to give you a list of these. And
they're trying to make the maps more gay, Daniel, for DEI. What do you think?
I would say definitely AI.
You think it's AI?
I would say it's more AI.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was thinking. But Autism Capital says this is not AI. How is one to know?
I can point out what got me to think it was AI right away.
Yeah. What was it?
So there was a spot, if you catch it, her eyes like bulge out, like badly, like not quite right. Almost like the eyeballs clip out from her.
Clip out of her head?
Yeah, like it's like almost like somebody just did like the circles of her eyes and it just doesn't like fit the masking properly. That and the way one of the papers move on the desk, it like blinks in and out, which you caught it for a second there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
That her voice also very easily to spot here that sounds 100% like someone with AI.
It does, doesn't it?
Good maps, but maybe they weren't gay enough. So I know also I took
and then when he goes to him, his chin clips over the microphone.
Really?
And like one of them. It's
right here.
There's a spot
right here.
Where it looks like it, yeah.
Non-binary.
It's
over it, not underneath it. There's a couple things that just pull it away.
It's
that, and I think the arm on the guy in the background is also not quite right. Like the way the shadowing on him doesn't match up because it just looks like he's cookie cuttered in front of the guy. It just doesn't quite fit right. Same thing with the seat on the right. Everything looks off. It's like almost uncanny valley, which is what all of this is. Like it doesn't look like they're actually in like sitting behind anything. It looks like somebody just took a piece of like a template and just put it over them because that's exactly what this looks like.
Facebook link.
So I have to say confidently that this is not AI.
Really?
Yeah. But it's hard to tell, isn't it?
God, it looks like somebody just like photoshopped the front of it though. Like the way everything's sitting.
But so the point that I would like to make about this one is that it is hilarious.
Can you tell me what is queering the map?
Queering the map. We're trying to make the maps more gay.
So I think we were trying to make the maps more gay.
It's what, like, there is no context on this clip. It's hilarious to like send around to your friends and stuff, but what does it actually tell you? What it's telling me is that there's a lot of money that goes to DEI programs and stuff like that, and it's all just a scam. But to get back to the media messaging of this, Lord only knows. It's just another one of those things where that it seems like a prompt that came out of an AI, but it doesn't have the telltale signs of being fake. I mean, except for his chin somehow moving in front of the mic, except that could just be straight up artifacting.
I mean, but you got to give it to me. Like, look at how the desk is, like, right here, and how he's presented in the background, the guy in the back. It just looks like someone photoshopped it on front of this, like, entire video.
Yeah.
It's the shadowing on this just doesn't look quite right. That's what gives this uncanny valley feel to it. None of it looks right.
But you see what we're arguing about here? We're not really arguing, but you see what we're talking about here? Instead of talking about what is happening out there or what's really going on or getting down to brass tacks, we're over here trying to discern whether or not this is real.
It's a problem. That's the huge problem. Like, we can't even trust anything that's like video wise for information.
I know.
Even in like text form, it's just impossible because of all the factors of, this could be just fake.
But what if I told you that AI videos are sort of an excuse? And that the lies have been going on as long as film itself has been around.
I would agree with you.
Yeah. You think about it, you're like, well, we can't tell the truth anymore with all these AI videos going around. You could never tell the truth from video ever anyway.
I was like, you can even look at CNN with their entire war coverage all the time, always faking things going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And pushing it. Propaganda films that people were pumping out, a lot of it was just full of blatant lies.
For a quarter of a century, people have been digging through 9/11 clips, trying to prove that that no plane could flatten itself like that against a building. And what did I show you here with this? This predates COVID. This predates consumer AI, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, see, here's a glitch.
Like before all of that,
we got a demon.
Yep.
We got two demons. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That looks like the CEO of McDonald's.
Yeah, like this pre-COVID, it's just really good for generating it.
Isn't that crazy? All right, so we are at an hour. That means it's time to do our donations and notes and that sort of thing. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Should I put up the donation graphic? I feel like I don't want to annoy people with it, but how about that? Look at that. Do you see him?
That's so good.
Yeah. I didn't think I still had that video on. This is a test. It's only a test. I've had people say to me that they can't find the links in the description over and over and over again. So guess what? You can pause it now and scan it with your phone. No excuses. Oh, and here, this right here, this is our merch. That's on our website. This sticker is great. It says, warning, this is a no news zone. We are here to watch. That one is available now. And if you're broke, just remember to like the video and say hello in the comments. That's it. Actually, I am going to bring this back up because I think it's hilarious. Remember to loot up. Let's get into it. We only have a couple this week. We have number one from Bross. He sends 1984, which is pretty great. I don't think he requested a button though. However, he did send a note that was too big to go in the Stripe note chat thing. So he had to email it to us. He said, sending this donation so that CTC can get a copy of David Lynch's Dune. Not requesting a CTC breakdown of Dune on Rumble or anything. I just think CTC needs this beautiful, flawed cult classic because it has lived rent-free in my head since the late 1980s. You need 5 to 6 hours of running time to tell that story coherently, but Lynch only got 2 hours, 17 minutes because it was the 1980s. Since then, since there aren't any Dune clips on the soundboard, can we please hear the I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay? Well, talk about not being ready. Hang on a second. Do I have this anywhere? Chemicals. Yes.
I don't like them put chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay. Can you understand that?
I still had it. I just haven't used it in a while. I do like that one. All right. And then the next up, and just for you, Bros, we will get that DVD. We may do a breakdown, but Adam and I already have a big, long list of things we've already seen that we can discuss at length, and neither of us have seen David Lynch's Dune. So we may have to get it and then watch it and then do an analysis of it, but no promises. But except for I promise I will get that DVD or a Blu-ray copy, whichever I can find first. And next up we have Tom from Texas with 555. He doesn't request a button. I feel like we should play the 5 button. Do I still have that? I know I have that one. Here it is.
5, 5, 5.
I still love that one. He says, by the time you read this, I will be in Brussels, Belgium, eating waffles and French fries and breaking up a rail strike. Have a great week. I am here to watch. Eating waffles and French fries? That sounds like something you need to like turn into a sandwich and like put some ice cream on it. A real McDonald's secret.
Yep. That's the real secret right there.
Yeah. That sounds like something that Central Illinois would have invented and pretended like it was some kind of great achievement. Were horseshoes invented in Illinois?
I have no idea.
The food? We've looked this up before. Horseshoe food. Horseshoe sandwich. The horseshoe sandwich is a famous open-faced sandwich from Springfield, Illinois, featuring thick toast, a meat like hamburger patty or ham, French fries, and a rich cheese sauce, often served sizzling on a platter. Yep. That's there's a horseshoe, buddy. It's poutine with a sandwich. You gotta love it. Don't that look good? Those crinkle cut fries on that bagged bread. You know, the frozen kind, right?
Yep, and that processed cheese that is like out of the nacho cheese dispensers. Yep, looks so good.
You know what I realized? People can't see this. Here it is. There it is. Ain't that delicious? I know I'm hungry for that. God, thank you, Springfield, for this contribution to food culture. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do people have no decency? None at all. That's poor food. That's what that is. Now, speaking of food, because we're in our donations and advertisement section, I do have one thing that I'd like to put in front of everybody. Because this is another slop-themed episode, I wanted to announce a movie that came out today. This is from my friend Dan Lotz of Pearlmark Films. He made an entire movie about a YouTube food reviewer, and it's coming out today, Monday, when this comes out anyway. And I've already watched the rough cut, and it's pretty freaking funny. So I'm just going to play this little clip of it, and then we'll move on.
What's up, everyone? Big Man, Big Food here. Coming back to you in the new year. We're talking the top 10 all-time best food hacks. We're starting out with number 1, the McGangbang.
Oh, God. I was not ready for that. Gangbang. Got it.
So I just actually got news from him today. This guy who did this movie about the McGangbang has just been invited to LA to shoot a movie with Joel Haver. You know who Joel Haver is?
The name sounds familiar.
You'll recognize him. He's the guy that does those rotoscoping videos.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Now I know.
Yeah. So I just got a text from this morning. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm going to LA to make a movie with the freaking Joel Haver." Now, the thing is, he already did this once. He went to Dubai to shoot a movie with Joel Haver. But I would just encourage everybody. I will say, Dan Lotz does not advocate for any of the stuff we say on the show, but we're good friends and we're creative together. And this is his channel. And if you want to watch his movies for free, they are here on Pearl Mark Films. Support independent filmmakers because I know this guy isn't using AI. And he did come up with the McGangbang, which is pretty revolutionary, you know? And kind of on theme. All right, shall we carry on? It's time to talk about everyone's favorite little country. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm always ready.
You want to see what the boomers are seeing on Fox News right now?
Oh, sure.
I hope this makes you laugh.
And also joining us today, Kaylee McGee-White, Fox News contributor, and Benjamin Hall, Fox News senior correspondent and author of the new children's book, Read All About It. Now, CENTCOM also releasing this new video of long-range missiles used in Operation Epic Fury.
Talk about a transition. Read all about it.
Whoa, hold on a minute. What is that about?
Yeah.
Here's a children's book. All right, on to the missile strikes.
Yep. What? It's just another day in boomer paradise, isn't it? Oh, we care so much about the children. Isn't that cute? We don't have any grandchildren because millennials are broke. I'm a boomer. Better go to war with Iran. Here we go. Woo! War. Oh, the boomers. They love it. They got their spray tan hose on the screen telling them all about their new sandbox war. I'm not mad. Why would I be mad? What are you talking about?
This is just amazing.
How dare you accuse me of being angry? Now, here's the thing. So everybody knows this. We got problems when the left and the right agree on something. It always makes my little spidey sense go off, right? When the left and the right are like, yeah, this is a good idea. This is definitely a good idea. I only actually have one left side of the news clip right now. This is Jon Stewart. I forget his last name, but he's Jon Stewart. And this is what he had to say.
That guy, by the way, there he was, martyred at 86. Man, are the virgins going to be disappointed. I'm sorry, am I going too hard on Khamenei? Fucking murderous dictator? Like, whoa.
I think the audience wasn't supposed to applaud. I think they were supposed to go, oh, and they didn't do that. And then he's like, am I going too hard? They were already laughing, dude. What are you talking about?
86. Man, are the virgins going to be disappointed. I'm sorry, am I going too hard on Khamenei?
They weren't supposed to laugh.
Yep.
How could they laugh? And wait a second. Isn't a leftist audience like anti-Israel? Don't they hate forever wars? What is going on here? Weird, isn't it?
Good question.
It's weird, isn't it? Wasn't the entire left-wing radical side of everything, God bless them, weren't they pissed off for like a year straight that Israel was doing things to Gaza? And weren't they all about like decolonizing Israel and all of that stuff? And now that the United States is backing Israel in this conflict, doesn't it seem a little strange that the hand-picked audience for The Daily Show would be just giggling about this? What is happening? What is happening? Allow this to begin my project of painting a broader picture of what really is happening. I don't think you can ignore this anymore. And it's one of those things where I'm like, if you can't see this, you might be a boomer. And speaking of boomers, I have a sensitive spot on this whole thing. And I'll tell you why. It's because, Daniel, most people don't know this about me, but I was raised in dispensationalism. Now, you know what that is, right? We've talked about it before. Now, from your understanding, what is, like, what do you remember about dispensationalism?
Oh man, let me think. It's been a hot minute.
Well, I'll give you a little reminder, and then should jog your memory, right?
Yeah, I was like, give me just a slight reminder.
So dispensationalism was the heresy that was introduced by John Nelson Darby back in the, I think is it late 1800s, that was all about like apocalyptic predictions, the end of the world. It introduced the concept of like the rapture. Is this any of this ringing a bell?
Yeah, talking about like what's it called? I'm gonna go off like the movie, was it 2012, where the whole Earth like stops moving, bullshit like that.
You're thinking of Left Behind, right?
Is it Left Behind? Maybe. There's so many like end of like the world, like the San Diego fault bullshit kind of things like that going on that I've seen in the movies. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, end of the world kind of stuff. The Four Horsemen. The apocalypse is going to happen.
So Newsfist and I were going back and forth about this because he is deeply interested in dispensationalism. In fact, I think his next series on Fistory, his history show, is going to be about the history of dispensationalism. And one of the things that I said in there when we were talking was, he asked me, how did it feel to have your elders tell you that the world was going to end in your lifetime? And I said, you know how like a normal kid feels when somebody says the sun's going to burn out someday? You know what I'm talking about? Like when you're a kid and somebody said, you know, the sun's going to burn out in like 3 billion years. And it's like, oh God. Right?
Yeah.
That's dispensationalism, except they tell you that it's your fault.
Oh, that's right. That would be like all the global warming is our fault.
Yeah. Now, I'm speaking very broadly here, but dispensationalism produced all of this left behind culture of like people were convinced that the year 2000 was going to be the last year. That's when the Antichrist was going to show up. And then it was Iraq. Now, people also thought the world was ending in World War I. They also thought it was ending in World War II. They thought Hitler was the Antichrist, but they also thought that the Axis leaders, I think it's Axis. I can't think of the word right now. They were convinced that the bad guys against the United States, Britain, and all the good guys in World War I, they were convinced they were the Antichrist. There were people who were convinced that Abraham Lincoln was the Antichrist. Then there were people who were convinced that George Washington was the Antichrist. This is nothing new. I was raised in a household that believed that Obama was the Antichrist. Right? So, here's a little taste of that. Because this right here, this guy, Adam's going to hate that he missed this, but he had to go to the shipwreck convention, you know. This fat ass right here, this son of a bitch, is John Hagee. And I watched this guy growing up, and I thought he was for real because he was very loud and he was very convincing. And in between the stuff we're going to watch right now, he had some good old-fashioned country preaching, you know, like that fire and brimstone stuff that really lights your hair on fire and you're like, oh my God, I really need to get right with Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
he got famous for that style of preaching because he was one of the last people to really do it, like the Billy Sunday kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
Now he is, well, has been for a while now, the head of a mega church. More than one, I believe. And all he talks about is freaking Israel. And so he had a sermon about Operation Epic Fury this week that everyone saw. And I realized that this is the first time people have heard of him. And I've known who this guy was since I was like 11.
Yeah, this is my first time.
I know. So I understand I'm a little bit of a weirdo here because I this is nothing new to me. But for normal people out there, this is, they're just hearing this for the first time. So we're going to watch a little bit of this, and then I'm going to get your take, Daniel.
Russia must find that oil to be a global force. Israel has that oil, and Russia is already moving into the Middle East. What Israel doesn't have, Donald Trump will control. Secondly, Israel has what Russia must have to be a global force, a warm water port for their navy. Right now, Russia's navy is limited by the icy conditions that surround them, makes their ships unusable. Ezekiel states that God, quote, in the fury of his wrath, will send a great earthquake in the land of Israel so that the fish of the sea and the birds of the heaven and the beast of the field and all creeping things that creep on the earth shall shake at the presence of God. Mountains will fall and every wall shall fall to the ground. Step one, this earthquake is going to swallow one third of the advancing army consisting of Russia, Turkey, and what's left of Iran, and groups of Islamics that want to join this marching army in the future coming to Israel.
I don't know if you heard that baby crying in the audience, but that was me.
You say that's never happened before. Yes, it has. Remember when Moses came down from the mount? He had the 10 Commandments. He found his people committing adultery, breaking the laws of God, and he threw the 10 Commandments, and it struck the ox, and God opened the ground and swallowed everybody that had broken the law of Moses. Problem solved. Your congregation is reduced, but these are the ones who will see the promised land. An earthquake is going to do this again. He will swallow 1/3 of that invasionary force. Immediately following that, the Bible says, every man's sword shall be turned against his brother. This is what military terms call as friendly fire. They will kill each other because there will be multiple armies speaking multiple languages with multiple weapons, and they're going to hit confusion and kill each other. You said that's never happened before. Oh, yes, it did. Whenever Gideon in the Old Testament.
What do you think so far?
It's a good, strong message.
No, really.
If you ask me, I think he's doing a very good job. It's just recounting things that have happened in Old Testimonies to prove a point. To me, it seems so bizarre just because I would never have thought to put 2 and 2 together.
Mm-hmm.
Even though people do it all the time, it doesn't cross my mind.
So here's why this is so convincing, right, to people with a Christian background, is because he can do references really fast. So he's like, in the Old Testament, it said that these people were swallowed up by an earthquake. That's prophecy. And that the people were confused, and so they killed each other. That's also prophecy. That's reflected in, the story of Gideon.
Yeah.
With the soldiers being confused in the night by Gideon's surrounding armies and trampling and killing each other. That's what he's saying. And he said, but here's the part that he kind of gets in there a little bit. He says this is going to happen to like Russia and Iran and a bunch of, I think he said Arab groups or something like that.
Mhm.
And he's saying that's going to happen now. This guy had a saying, and I'm gonna butcher it. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but he would say, "Pray up, pack up, and look up, because God is coming." And you can even see that part up here, right here. God's coming, right? Because what this man believes and what he's telling his followers is that these are all signs of the end times. And he knows from the Bible because he read it a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Before I carry on, actually, let me just, there's the horseshoe again. William Miller. Here is William Miller. I did an episode on this guy. On We Talk About Dead People. It's a long time ago. And if you want to listen to We Talk About Dead People, it is available on every podcasting app that most people use. So Spotify, iTunes, etc. William Miller was also an apocalyptic minister, and he was one of a million. And he predicted that the world was going to end. Let's see here. 1843.
Oh, I see.
This led to the event known as the Great Disappointment.
Oh, I remember that. I remember the words, the Great Disappointment.
Right. This is where the Seventh-day Adventists came from. Now, William Miller is not the only guy who said this stuff. There's a ton of these because I was so interested in this when I was rejecting this apocalyptic messaging that I read all of the major stories. Apocalyptic, let's see here, second advent, second coming. So apocalypse and apocalypticism is not just a Christian thing, but there's been quite a few apocalyptic ideas that seem to have the same origin, but there's also apocalypticism in Judaism. Here's another example. This is worth reading about. Bar Kokhba. Bar Kokhba was believed to be the Messiah by some, and he predicted an apocalypse, and then he was killed. Sabbatai Zevi or Zevi, I never know how to pronounce it, did an episode on him. He believed he was the Messiah and predicted the apocalypse. And what happens when people do this and convince their followers that there is, that it's the end of times, is that their people start acting like it. So in William Miller's case, his people took out massive lines of credit and bought everything they possibly could and enjoyed themselves before they went out into a field with these massive debts and waited for Jesus to come back so they didn't have to pay them. And then
I think I've actually remembered this story. I think I've heard about this.
Right.
It's starting to jog my memory there.
Now, you listen to We Talk About Dead People, so you've heard this episode. What happened when Jesus didn't come back? Well, the bill came, and they had to pay all that stuff. And a lot of them were run out of town because they couldn't pay it. Of course. He got his people into a lot of trouble. It was the same with Bar Kokhba and Sabbatai Zevi. Their followers were forced to go underground because of this embarrassment. In the case of Sabbatai, whatever, his people had committed crimes so heinous they couldn't live anywhere where people knew who they were because they believed in a concept called redemption through sin, which was the more you sin, the greater God's grace. So you might as well sin and get more grace.
That's amazing.
It's retarded. Now, another thing about all of this stuff is, like, if you really want some modern examples of this, the Waco incident predicted the apocalypse. The reason those people were living in the desert, at least one of the reasons those people were living in the desert, was they believed that Jesus was coming back. The Jim Jones cult, same thing. I had a big interest in cults, especially ones that were apocalyptic. And I'm working on a piece that I'm going to put together behind the behind the paywall on Patreon that's just going to be about this, because I think it's really important. But if there was a group of people that believed like this, that they could get away with anything because they were never going to have to pay the bill, doesn't that sort of remind you of stuff you hear boomers say? I'm not going to be here. You're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that all boomers are like this, but I'm saying that attitude emanates from this, that there's no reason to not have this war because Jesus is going to come back. We might as well do it. And a lot of people were shocked to hear that Pete Hegseth also believed this shit. And it's like, well, he's a Christian Zionist. What did you expect? Just a little review on where this came from. Everybody's heard of the friggin' Schofield Bible, but we're going to let this Instagram filter explain it to us.
Rothschilds rewrote the Bible to force-feed Zionism to Christians. In 1909, the Oxford University Press published Schofield's reference Bible, despite him having little academic training. Who was Oxford's biggest Zionist donor? The Rothschilds. This edited Bible teaches that the Jews are the chosen people to reclaim the land of Israel, despite the immense human cost. This was psychological warfare to brainwash Christians, and it indoctrinated past generations to believe a lie. Now, before I go any further, this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only and is protected by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. So, Zionism is a satanic movement that started in 1897 when a man named Theodor Herzl claimed that he was going to find the land that God promised the Jews. But there's just one little problem with this. Theodor Herzl was an atheist.
Oh, whoops. That's weird. I wonder what that could mean. My little pea brain can't keep up with this. We better watch a little more.
He did not even believe that God existed. So how is a man that does not believe that God even exists going to find the land that God promised to his chosen people? This man is Satan in disguise.
It's complicated. I'm not going to get into it right now. That'll be for behind the paywall.
Zionism is imperialism and it is devilish. It has gone and taken the lands of the Palestinian people, and through ethnic cleansing, terrorism, and a genocide, it has driven them out. And through that same terrorism, and with the backing of the United States government, it maintains its power. Once you understand that the founders of Zionism did not believe in God, it makes much more sense to you that they're able to mass murder people and actually claim that God wants them to do that. Oh, and by the way, Judaism originated in Africa.
Okay, I'm stopping her right there. Some major mistakes in what she's saying here, but what I would say is that what the Schofield Reference Bible and what dispensationalism taught Christians is that God is a vending machine. He is an apocalypse vending machine, and if you have the right Chuck E. Cheese tokens and the right number of them, and you match enough prophecy, you can force God's hand and make him come back. This is what they believe. Which is why Christian Zionists support Israel to the very end. Because they believe, because they read Left Behind, that Israel is the touch point for all of this. It's a very complicated subject, and here's the problem. It's so wrapped up with American Christianity that to a lot of Christians listening to this, it's going to sound like I'm just bashing Christianity. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. I can definitely see that.
So I'm not bashing Christianity. I'm saying that this is a parasitic belief that's been attached to Christianity. And it hasn't been there for very long. but it has tremendous influence over the United States in a way that I honestly couldn't even begin to estimate. I heard things growing up, and not from my parents, but from preachers and people who did all this reading that would make your hair stand on end about how this was all going to go down. And these are things that were said in musty basements in churches all throughout the Midwest. It's apocalypticism. And that's where we're at, right? And so when I get into this on the little piece I'm going to try to put together here, when I get into this a little bit, I'm going to try to explain how this bred the boomer to be what they are. And people can't figure out what it is about that the worst, I won't say the entire generation, but the people that people don't like from that generation. It's this, it doesn't matter because it's all going to end anyway attitude. We don't have to help. We don't have to think about the future. We don't have to worry about what's coming down the line because Jesus is coming back and it's not going to matter. That's the Millerite attitude. That's why those people took out those giant lines of credit, because that was the same thing. Are you following me? Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a little funny one. So Glenn Beck did it again. He's done it again. Now, Glenn Beck is a Mormon, but he is also a Zionist.
George, we are trying to not fight foreign wars and not be involved in the world's policemen, but there are times that we have to demonstrate.
Real or AI?
Real or AI for this?
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me look at those hands really quick here.
Remember this guy? Were you here for this the first time?
I don't think so, actually.
When Glenn Beck talked to AI George Washington?
No, I was not, actually.
You
I don't
weren't?
remember that at all.
Oh, Adam is going to lose it when he hears this one. AI George Washington. Check this out.
Strength in order to prevent conflict. But I don't know where the foreign entanglement begins and where it ends.
When I was president, I did not crave power. I didn't strut in my uniform, dreaming of conquest. In fact, I begged several times to not be the general and not be the president. I didn't want it, but I understood my responsibility. And I also understood that some things that are easy to forget when you're staring down bayonets. Peace is not the default. It has to be guarded deliberately with foresight and strength. My generation lived through a fragile independence. Our new republic was surrounded, literally and figuratively, by.
This is what the people I'm talking about are watching. By the way.
Wow, I don't even have words for this. It's what is going on here?
Listen, man, I grew up listening to Mark Levin, Rush Limbaugh, and Glenn Beck. I read Glenn Beck's books. I read Rush Limbaugh's books. I read all that stuff. That's what I was raised on. And I just took it for granted that this entanglement with this project to bring about the apocalypse was Christianity. Can you believe that?
You know what? Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah.
Instability.
Sorry.
I was gonna say it's just sad that I could believe it. It shouldn't be, but I can't believe it. It's sad that I can believe it.
This is what people whisper about. Like I said, in musty basements at churches. It's Americanism, but it's also tied up with the end of the world. And then they watch Glenn Beck, who talks to AI George Washington to confirm them in their beliefs, and they don't see anything wrong with that. Oh, no, we couldn't possibly read a history book. We couldn't possibly look into the history of our religion and see where this heresy has come before. We couldn't possibly do that. No. Let's listen to what Mark Levin has to say about our country. Let's listen to what Mark Levin has to say about what it means to be an American and a Christian. And let's listen to Glenn Beck, a Mormon, talk about his thoughts on the war with Iran, who is talking to AI George Washington.
Most of the founders believed that we would not survive to 1820. We thought it was an interesting experiment. European powers were sniffing the opportunities. States were threatening to splinter. Loyalists were lurking. None of this was hypothetical. It was the daily background noise of early America.
So how did you protect that freedom?
Well, you said it. Through strength. Weakness didn't just invite disagreement, it invited disunion. And I had already seen what happens to authority when it is too diluted. The Continental Congress couldn't pay the troops, they couldn't enforce unity or act decisively. That kind of vacuum doesn't stay empty. Either chaos fills it or another power does. And that's why I often emphasize the importance of demonstrating readiness. Not because I wanted conflict, but to discourage those who did.
Can you see what Robot Washington is doing here?
Yep.
You see him ramping up? He's going,
oh yeah,
this is what America does, and it's what it's always done. Now, let's wait for the payoff here.
I said once, to prepare for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. That's not saber rattling. That's different. It's insurance.
And boomers love insurance.
Like this, a homeowner who never locks their door isn't more peaceful, they're just more vulnerable. By showing potential adversaries that the United States could stand united, respond quickly, and protect its liberties that it understands, I believed conflict could be prevented before it exploded. And this wasn't abstract. During the Revolution, even some Virginian leaders wanted to keep pursuing negotiations with Britain. But I came to recognize long before it became popular that some risks had to be met with resolve, not appeasement. And there is a world of difference between aggression and deterrence. I knew the line, I walked it, and I tried to draw a system that could do the same.
There's a difference between aggression and deterrence. So, that's why we have to, rain hell on Iran. We're not being aggressive. It's a deterrent.
Yep.
You see. Now there is a schism happening in the Christian right now, which is natural. It's been a long time coming. I had no idea it was going to take off this year, which is the people who are Christians and the people who are Christian Zionists. Like I said, in my upbringing, I assumed that Zionism was part of Christianity because that's what I was taught, right? Now, there's another group of people that are currently being called anti-American and horrible because they never had exposure to that part of Christian culture. One of those guys is Tucker Carlson, who recently started digging into the same pathways that I went down when I was researching apocalypticism in the form of William Miller, in the form of Sabbatai Zevi, in the form of Jim Jones, David Koresh. I did all this research almost 10 years ago now, while I was an atheist, by the way. And I discovered that there is actually something called Christianity that is completely separate from what most people think is Christianity. And if you go down that line, you begin to run into some things that make people very uncomfortable, especially if they've all been exposed to this. So Tucker did another episode this week because the man is on fire, and he started going through all that history and trying to cram it all into like a 30-minute monologue, which is I mean, it's a noble task, but Lord only knows how hard it is. So he started talking about how part of this is the obliteration of the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the rebuilding of the Third Temple. Do you know what the Third Temple is?
Nope, unfortunately I do not.
Okay, so the Second Temple was destroyed by the Romans. It was in Jerusalem. It was in Jerusalem. Yeah, it was destroyed by the Romans.
That one I know. That one you're talking about and describing, I know about that. I've never heard of the third. Maybe I have, though.
So the third one, Christian Zionists believe that when it's built, that signals the coming of Jesus. So there was a strong response to this because Tucker was just all he was doing in his monologue was explaining what Christian Zionists believe. And it made Ben Shapiro very uncomfortable, so uncomfortable that he got an eyebrow job to thicken his eyebrows. You see?
Wait a minute. I thought something looked off about him. What's going on here?
Yeah. He's had work done, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got the almost a full like goatee mustache, but more mustache.
But what is with these eyebrows? I don't know. Maybe the rebuilding of Ben Shapiro's unibrow is the signal of the end times. I don't know.
I was like, I got some thick eyebrows, but man, he's just killing him with it.
I mean, and that's the thing about them is that they're like perfectly groomed too. They're like gigantic and perfectly groomed.
You know, he took like brown marker and just shaded it in to fill it out. That looks so unnatural.
All right, let's hear Ben Shapiro's response to some of the stuff that Tucker was talking about here.
Back to the brain rotted. Okay, so yesterday, President Trump went directly after Tucker Carlson. He said, quote, Tucker has lost his way. I knew that a long time ago, and he's not MAGA. MAGA is saving our country. MAGA is making our country great again. MAGA is America first, and Tucker is none of those things, and Tucker is really not smart enough to understand that. All of which is obviously true, except that Tucker is smart. He knows exactly what he's doing. But like so many in the commentary business, the clicks and the giggles have contributed to a terminal case of brain rot. True, actual, undeniable brain rot. After Tucker said just a few days ago that Trump's action in Iran is, quote, absolutely disgusting and evil, Tucker has now declared that Chabad, that is the Jewish organization most famous for their telethon.
Have you heard of Chabad?
Nope.
Okay.
And also their warm approach to Jewish outreach. Chabad was responsible for the war in Iran and was also seeking to destroy the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is, I'm sorry, totally insane. I mean, there are no levels to describe how that is. That is so crazy. That is clinically insane. That's like, put that dude in a straitjacket nuts.
Okay, so he just called Christian Zionists insane. You know that, right? That's what Ben Shapiro just did. He just told all the Left Behind folks that they're insane. Because Tucker simply described what it is that I know these people believe because I grew up with them. You see the schism that I'm talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
Christian Zionists are like, well, we were waiting on you to do that. We need you to do that or Jesus doesn't come back. And he's over here going, you're utterly batshit insane if you believe that. Oh, Ben, I'm sorry, Ben. Were you not aware that most Christians across the United States who call themselves evangelicals believe this? No, you weren't. That's not going to play super well with your audience.
Chabad basically exists so that Jews who are interested in Judaism have a place to go to shul, to synagogue. They're the people who stand around at public events. You'll sometimes see them with phylacteries, asking Jews if they wrapped tefillin that day. They drive around with cars labeled mitzvah tanks. Their actual philosophy, by the way, on the rebuilding of the Third Temple is that the Third Temple is rebuilt by acts of loving kindness. I'm not even kidding. That's what they say. And Tucker basically just slandered Chabad.
Okay, so maybe he slandered Chabad. Maybe you're right, Ben. Okay, so even if Tucker was wrong, what Ben Shapiro here is doing here, he's accidentally calling a huge number of Christians insane. They're like, I thought this was the program. Do you remember the books? Okay, so like without revealing where we work, you remember the books that I found up in the frickin' attic of that place?
Yeah.
You remember those?
Yep.
All about this. They're right there. These are books that people read. American Christians believe this stuff. All Tucker Carlson was doing was reporting what Americans believe. And he's over here trying to divert attention without realizing that he's stepping all over people who are already in his flock.
So again, I'm in a state of shock. It is hard to shock me when it comes to the levels to which Tucker Carlson goes, because he has been an ever-degrading show. But slandering Chabad as basically Hamas, well, actually worse than Hamas, since Tucker actually thinks Hamas isn't really a terror group, this is legitimately psychotic stuff.
All right. I agree with Ben. It is psychotic stuff. Doesn't change the fact that people believe it.
True.
You know? It doesn't change the fact. Let me see here let me pull this one up. That people are already feeling the pressure of this. Here's Ted Cruz, who does believe all of this, talking about the schism that's forming on the right.
Today, more than ever before, the U.S.-Israel alliance and friendship is under assault. It's under assault from forces in the United States that would try to break that friendship. I think that's profoundly dangerous. America is friends with Israel because it is unambiguously in America's national security interest to be friends with Israel.
What he's not telling you is that he believes Jesus doesn't come back without Israel. That's what he's not saying here. He's saying that it's America's national security interest to be friends with Israel. What he's not telling you is that his pastor told him that we have to have Israel to bring Jesus back because God is a vending machine. And if you have the right tokens, you can force his hand and make him return to earth.
Be friends with Israel. Israel is fighting the enemies of America. Every Hamas terrorist that Israel kills, every Hezbollah terrorist, every IRGC terrorist makes America safer.
One thing you'll hear from people of this ilk frequently is that every war is a religious war. And they're right in a lot of ways. So in their head, destroying Muslim countries is in Christian interest because they believe that, oh my God, it's just crazy to talk about. They believe that Armageddon is a war between all of the nations. And they're happy.
Heard that one.
You've heard that one?
Yeah, that one I've heard.
Right. And they're happy that it's happening because, again, God is a vending machine and you can force his hand by fulfilling prophecy the right way. It's like a cheat code, right? That's what it is. And everybody knows that the Bible says no man knoweth the hour, right? So what are these people doing? Decoding the Bible and saying, but God actually meant that we can know the exact hour, and if we go out in the field and wait, we'll be right because William Miller said so. The official man said so. It's all in the subtext.
We stand with Israel because standing with Israel makes Americans safer. And when the Ayatollah chants death to Israel and death to America, he means it. And those voices in American politics that want to engage in appeasement are profoundly undermining U.S. national security.
Yeah, appeasement, because he's Hitler. This is the boomer religion.
Man, it always comes back to that.
It always comes back to that. Now, here's a situation where I don't believe that Trump believes this at all, right? But this whole week has just been this train of problems. Like, Trump actually said this week that they're not going to get rid of the illegal immigrants. Did you hear that one?
No, this is the first time I'm hearing about that.
Yeah, he backed down on that. He's also been going out of his way to play up to the Jewish lobby, so to speak. Here's him in his office accepting a prayer from his spiritual leader, who is a woman. All of these people in here, every single one of them, Christian Zionists. These people all believe that Trump is supporting Israel so that Jesus can come back. I'm not kidding. Look at those normal looking people. Except for this guy. This guy's a little funky looking. And they lean over him and they say this prayer.
Your presence today, lifting up the arms of our president. We pray for your continued blessing and favor to rest upon him. We pray for wisdom from heaven to flood his heart, his mind, and Lord, you will guide him in these challenging times that we're facing today. I pray for your grace and your protection over him. I pray for your grace and protection over our troops and all of our men and women serving in our armed forces. And Father, we just pray.
This hand raising, yes, Lord stuff. Yes, Lord, laying hands on. All stuff I grew up with.
You'll continue to give our president the strength that he needs to lead our great nation as we come back to one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We pray your heavenly blessing upon him in Jesus' name. Amen.
So here's the clip I was talking about earlier where he backed down on the illegal immigration thing.
Many countries opened up their prisons and dropped them into the United States. Those are the people who are getting out. And we have a lot of heart. They said, you got to lighten up on this. We have a lot of heart for people. They came in illegally, but they're good people, and they're working now on farms, and they're working in luncheonettes and hotels and all. And we're looking to get the criminals out right now, the criminals. And I think it's very important. I mean, every once in a while you see a story, we take somebody. He should be out because they came in illegally. So in theory, they should be. But we're focused on the murderers, the drug dealers, the mentally insane. We have a lot of mentally insane killers. I mean, you can't even talk to them. It'd be nice if you could have a little reason, but you.
So that little bit at the beginning was what everyone's freaking out about. He's like, they're hardworking people. They came in illegally, but you got to understand they have a job at the hotel luncheonette.
Yeah. We gotta make sure they're back there.
Yeah. So amidst all of this, I have to go back to what was happening before all of this started. And it was the Epstein files now, wasn't it?
Yep.
So I don't think Trump believes any of this Zionism stuff. I think he accepts the support of his followers without giving a rat's ass what they think about the end of the world. Right?
I 100% agree with that. I highly doubt he gives a damn about any of that shit.
Right. But I'm beginning to think that this is getting away from him. These people are I don't want to say crazy, that's mean, but these people are devoted. I'll put it that way. They're devoted to this idea. And it's one of those things I really need to put a lot more effort into the definitive presentation that I'm going to give on what this is and where it came from. You remember when we played that clip of Kirk Cameron, the movie star, at the end of one of our episodes recently?
Yeah.
And he said he left behind. The guy is still very, very out there. I'll say that. But even he rejects some of these things now. That said, I think there's a different reason that Trump is doing this. And I'm not saying it's the Epstein files, but I am saying that I think some people are starting to figure that that's what's going on. Because the conversation now has moved from what is Trump doing to who runs the country. And I'm pretty sure it's not Trump. And here, this might illustrate why. And I'm not making any accusations. This is Ted Lieu, and I know he's also nuts. But if Trump is in those files and they have something, that might be it.
So why are Republicans so interested in Bill and Hillary Clinton? It's because they're trying to distract from the fact that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times. In those files, there's highly disturbing allegations of Donald Trump raping children, of Donald Trump threatening to kill children. So I encourage your press to go look at these allegations, and I'm highly disturbed that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just got the law wrong. Yesterday, he said essentially that it is not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that's actually not correct. If Jeffrey Epstein was human trafficking minors for these sex parties, and you show up and patronize the establishment at that party, yes, you're guilty because patronizing is part of the law, of the federal sex trafficking law. So,
do you think, just real quick, what do you think the odds are that Trump is implicated in these files?
That he's implicated with the charges that they're claiming here?
Yeah, with that they're claiming here. Do you think this is legit?
I've seen a couple articles saying that it's a whole lot of nothing burgers.
Mm-hmm.
And that a lot of it is kind of bullshit, like AI generated.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to say. So to see anybody claim that now, I'd be like, probably not. It's a nothing burger.
It's hard to know, isn't it? Because of what we were talking about earlier. All he has to do is say that's AI generated. But the thing is that people are going to believe it anyway. Right?
Yeah, because what I remember seeing was exactly what they're talking about here, that, oh, this person said this, and then you get a whole statement written later from the same person that is saying that this happened, that it was like pulled away, that they decided that, no, I was lying, it's not true.
Yeah.
There's just too many different stories going back and forth that now the water's too muddy and it's not going to matter. All these files, honestly, a chunk of it could now be just tossed in the water of just the Chicago River and calling it done, because it's a nothing. It's just too muddied. It's not worth the time. You're never going to get an answer. Even if you did, you can't even prove it.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that Trump is not motivated by the same things that Bush was, right? Bush was into this Christian Zionism stuff. He believed it. We talked about that all the time when I was growing up, George Bush Jr.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
And Trump doesn't have that push, or he doesn't have that pull, I should say. But is it possible that he has another push? And I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that guy. I really don't. But I don't think he believes the same things. He's surrounded by people who do, though. And I'm not interested anymore in arguing with them because I've tried it. I've tried it many, many times. I have tried to put facts in front of them. I have tried to convince them with logic and reason. I've tried to talk them out of this stuff, but it's too late. The concrete has hardened. And I wanted to play this because I know what this guy's talking about. So here we go.
I got into it with a random boomer at the gym on Saturday about Israel. Let's talk about it. Before I continue, no, this is not satire. I still cannot believe this happened. This is a real, legitimate conversation that happened. Okay, Saturday afternoon, just hours after the United States and Israel struck Iran with missiles, bombed them. I'm at the gym minding my business with my fiance. We're on the cables doing chest flies. Dude comes over. I'd say he was probably about 60, asking about, how many sets we have left and all that good stuff. I politely let him know that we'll be on it for a while. We just got there. He says, okay. But before he turns to walk away, he looks me up and down and says, wow, I'm glad that you're staying strong. We might need you soon. Do you hear about the new war that's starting? And I was like, yeah, unfortunately I did hear about it, but I just want to be clear. I'm not fucking dying for Israel, brother. He's like, oh, well, you might not have a choice. There might be a draft. We need young Americans to go fight. There might be a draft. And I was like, dude, I don't know how many different ways I can explain this to you. I don't care if there's a draft. I don't care what the fuck they try and do. I'm not going. I'm not going, right? This is, the average American does not fucking want anything to do with this. This is clearly another one of Israel's wars that they're dragging the United States into. We should not be anywhere near that region right now. So no, I don't want to be involved with that shit. What the fuck? The disconnect between the boomer mentality and young people is insane, bro. Boomers obviously have suffered from decades and decades of TV news propaganda. A lot of these boomers are not really on social media, or if they are, Zionists control all social media as well. So it's just, whether they go from the phone to the TV, There's no discernment there. All they know is pro-Israel. All they know is pro-war. And it's so sad and frustrating, man. The average older person and their unwavering support for Israel and their unwavering support for any fucking war that the United States is involved in is just truly mind-boggling, bro. And young people are waking up. Young people don't want either one of those things. I'd say, like, if you're 40 and under, and that's just a rough estimate, obviously there are exceptions to the rule. Young people do not fuck with Israel, support them in any way, shape, or form. Young people are ashamed and frustrated and pissed off that our tax dollars fund their healthcare and their military, right? Young people want nothing to do with Israel's military action or to support them in any way. And the way boomers are just always ready to go to war is just sickening, dude. It's a fucking joke.
And that's the disconnect that I'm talking about and that I'm implying here is that Zionism and this belief in we can do this, it's the end of the world, it's a luxury belief. You remember, so you've listened to We Talk About Dead People. You remember my bit on Rasputin? You remember the episode about Rasputin?
Yeah.
And how I was talking about how elite, wealthy people with nothing to do get really into esotericism and magic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how Rasputin got in with the Tsar and the Tsarina. Because it's not that they didn't have anything to do, but when you're already on top, you give way to decadence and luxury beliefs. You start investigating things that, if you were having to work for your food every day, you would never even think about. When you have people who are ensconced in an environment that allows them to, where they already have everything, what do they want to do? They want more. And what comes after material wealth and a huge amount of power over people around you, what comes after that is power over reality itself. So what I'm suggesting is that Gen Z and millennials, we've been down in the dirt for a while. And boomers have been on top for a while. And what has developed within our boomer class, well, not just boomers, but wealthy, older class, is an esoteric mysticism that is rooted in, fortune telling, prophecy, magic. We have to destroy this building to build up another building, and then we have to arrange people in a certain way so that something divine happens. What does that sound like? Does that sound anything like drawing chalk patterns on a floor and hoping to summon something? So the girl that I cut off earlier when she said that these people are Satanists, I'm not sure she's entirely wrong. Because what is a ritual but an attempt to hack reality itself and sort of create a cheat code? How is that different from what these people are doing? Do I sound crazy?
I got no words for you, man. You got me.
Well, good news.
I'm starting to believe it more and more.
We can send a pizza to the IDF right now. Just so you know. This was brought to my attention by a commenter on YouTube. I apologize, I didn't write down who it was. This is pizzaidf.org. They have a roaring lion logo here. Every slice counts. Serving those serving Israel since 2002. Donate now. 900,000 plus pizzas delivered. 2 million soldiers fed. 70,000 donors united. You can send them pizza, sandwiches, poke, falafel. And here's all their partners. One time, $36 pizza for patrol, $72 pizza for a squad, $90 pizza for a section, pizza for a platoon, pizza for a company, and pizza for a battalion. How do we know? You don't. But I'm kind of curious to know How many Christian Zionists have pushed this button?
One too many.
One too many? I don't know. I don't have a funny one to end on. I feel bad.
I don't either. You got me.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this is where I should just be like, yeah, you're gonna have to get behind that Patreon paywall, because when I do this piece, I'm going to put it there and make sure I get, critique and that sort of thing. I'm going to make sure people look it over and make sure I don't sound insane and all this stuff. But I didn't realize how late the hour was on this. I didn't realize that we were going to see this happening in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, there is one thing we can always count on CTC, and that is slop. The slop will flow, won't it, Daniel?
Oh, it will always be flowing. I will make sure that water is just nonstop pouring.
My cup runneth over with McDonald's big arch. Thank Jesus. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that, and be on the lookout for that piece. What I might do, Daniel, and let me know what you think of this. What I might do is do one cut for Patreon and one cut for the public.
Ooh, I like that. It's a good way to get people to go to the Patreon.
Well, I mean, it's more about I want to cut out the things that are going to make people get all triggered and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, that's fair. It also still is a good way to kind of get the part of it out for people to get a taste, and if they want to hear the whole thing, to go there for sure.
Well, I will say that there is a brand new interview that is Patreon exclusive, and there's two more coming that are going to be Patreon exclusive. You will never see them for free on the main feed. I am sorry, that's just how it has to be. And the first one's already done, it's already up, and it's really good. But, if you want to donate to the show, you know where to find us. All the links are in the description. Otherwise, just let us know you were here and that you enjoyed yourself. We will see you next time on the Clowntown Chronicle. Everybody have a fantastic week. We'll see you next time.
Packed up their cars and they're all turned around. For now we must be on our way till our meeting next far away. It's so nice to talk with you. We'll miss you, but we'll see you next Monday.
I was thinking I hit my head. I woke up and felt the lead in the water. Well, that and the fluoride, I don't know what's gone on. My frown had melted and my mind was clear. What happened last night? That old black cube had felt so near, but now it was replaced with something far funnier. I dreamed last night of a three-ring circus run by a crew that knew its purpose was to make the world lighter and less heavy and more fun. They flew around in the rafters and shot men from a gun. This must be the way out. Must be the way out.
Dude, I've had people get seriously angry at me, like I'm going to end this friendship angry. And you're looking at them going, don't you see it? Like, you actually believe this?